Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a sister sassy, sister sexy, sister seductive, sister sapphire inspired look for you today using none other than the Morphe x James Charles palette. This was a very different look for me to do today. I am not used to using blues on my eyes. I am very happy with the outcome though. It's very different from what I'm used to doing. In this video you will notice me sister struggling quite a bit. I have tried to film this video about 4 times now, and every time either my primer wasn't working correctly, the shadows were being patchy, something was happening that was not working for me, but I got it to work today. In the video though, you will see me struggling quite a bit, but it was mostly user error. So I hope that y'all enjoy this video, and if you want to know how I did this look, then just keep watching. Alrighty guys, so I'm actually going to be using a product that I haven't used on this channel before. I've talked about it in my previous videos that I ordered it, and after almost 2.5 weeks of waiting for it to come, it was shipped from the UK. I am using the Louise base today. So I've seen this used on other like bigger YouTube channels, and Mama Mitchell uses it, Nikki Tutorials, Jeffree Star. You know, there's a lot of higher YouTubers that use this, and I know sometimes you can't always necessarily trust their opinions because you never 100% know if they're getting paid for it or if they're just saying something nice because they know they're going to get PR for it. So as unfortunate as that is, it looks like it performs pretty well, so I wanted to give this a chance myself. So this is about $10, I believe. 10 UK. So what is that? Sorry, I'm really stupid when it comes to this. 10 euros. So this is 10 euros, so in American dollars it's around $12 to $13. And then shipping is what will really get ya. So especially if you live out of Europe. So for instance, I live in Texas in the United States, so I had to pay 10 euro for shipping. So all in all, this cost me about like $23, $24 to get this. But what's nice is they actually sent me 2. Even though I ordered 1, they sent me 2, and I don't know if that's normal or if like the quantity 1 meant having 2, I don't know. But either way, this is the shade 1. Rumour 01. So it comes like this, and I tested it out a little bit on myself last night, and I've seen other YouTubers apply it with a like fluffy blending brush similar to this. I've seen them use like a concealer brush to apply it. I've noticed that this is a little sheer, but so I usually have to pack on twice the amount because my lids right here, at least where my crease section is really wrinkly in my crease, and if I do not put 2 coats of this on there, it will definitely show up, and I have to keep my eye stretched up like this. So I wanted to kind of show you how it performs, and I haven't tried it with any bright vibrant colors, so we're gonna see how this works out for me today. So I'm going to show you how I apply this. So I just take a small amount and squeeze it on the back of my hand, just like so. And this comes in different shades, which is really nice. So it comes in lighter shades, darker shades, what have you. So this is almost like the consistency of the Urban Decay eye primer. That's kind of what it feels like to me. It's almost like got a satiny finish to it. So I'm gonna just show you real quick. I'm gonna zoom you guys in and show you what it looks like as I'm doing this. So I like applying it with my finger better. It just seems to work much better. So I apply it with my index finger first, and then I will go over it with my pinky finger and blend it down. So you want to make sure you're getting all over your lid, up near your brow bone, and I like to extend it out even a little bit more. And as you can tell, I'm patting it on. I'm not necessarily like rubbing it, so just packing that on. Alright, so that is good and thick, so I'm going to grab I'm going to grab my finger. I'm going to use my finger and just tap back over that so everything is nice and even. And basically, if I close my eyes and open them here again in a second, you will see the creasing. It's not happening right now, but I'm sure it will. Oh, it's not doing it today, which that's good. It's good that it's not doing that. So I'm gonna let that dry a little bit, and I'm going to put some on the other eye. Alrighty, so obviously I have that on so you can kind of see the consistency and what it looks like. So it is actually not creasing, which is awesome. So maybe it was just creasing the first time because I had used a blush or a brush to apply it. You can use whatever you want, but for me personally, just using my fingers pats it in better and makes it look nice and clean and even. So that's my personal preference. So yeah, well, let's go ahead and actually jump into using the shadows. So obviously we're using the Morphe times James Charles palette. Like, why else would you have clicked on this video if you did not want to see this? So I'm going to be using the blues today, obviously. So what I'm thinking I'm gonna do is use this shade right here, which I believe is in the shade Brother. Every time I say brother, it reminds me, there was this meme of this really fat cat, and it's like, I don't know why it cracks me up so much, but it's like, I need the loops, brother. I need Fruit Loops, brother. And it's just so stupid. It's so retardedly stupid, but it cracks me up so much. The first time I saw it, I was in tears crying because it just kept going on and on and on. Because the meme started and it was like, slaps the roof of the Fruit Loops or something, and it's like, this, or slaps, I don't know, like, you know, the slaps the top of the car. This bad boy can hold so much. It was like slapping the top of the cat, and it's like, this bad boy can fit so many loops in it. And it was like, brother, I need the loops. Brother, I need the Fruit Loops. Brother, loops. And it's just so dumb, but like, just the constant like, loops, brother, loops, just like cracked me up. So anyways, fun times talking about that. So let's get back on track here because I have an issue with doing that. So I'm going to use a packing brush for these. I am going to use my Morphe M433 brush. This looks a little dirty. I had just cleaned my brushes too, but I used a brown shade last night and dug in pretty heavily. So I'm going to wash this off. But basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab that shade Brother, and I'm going to put that, like, I'm going to pretty much pack it in the crease really nice and tight and low. Okay, change of plans. Actually, I'm going to use the shade Playground because I want this to be a more vibrant blue, and this cola, or this Brother color, is just a little bit more on the purpley side, so I want to use this blue color right here, Playground. And I'm going to put that right here, basically stamp it along, and then I'll use cola and then go back but bring it down a little bit lower. So watch and learn. Alrighty, so I have that eye somewhat the way I want. I don't know why, but these colors, these blue colors, this is the third or fourth video that I've tried to film using blue shadows, and I don't know if it's user error or if I'm just not used to working with blue shadows, or I'm not exactly 100% sure of what's happening to me, but I cannot get these shadows to stay on. This P. Louise base is decent. I just don't know that it is doing the job as well. I don't know if you guys can really see that whole area right there is just super patchy, but we're gonna go back over it with a different shade, so maybe we can fix this. I don't want to be negative about the palette in any way or say like, oh, this palette is crap and the blues are crap, but I don't know. Like I said, it could be just the primer, me not being used to it, but I also tried using the MAC paint pot in other videos that I did, and I just can't ever get them to work properly. They always come off as patchy, and I know they're pressed pigments, and that's why I try to pack it on. I don't really 100% know what's going on, but it is a little frustrating, but at the same time I don't necessarily wear blues all the time, so it's not like just because the blues don't work properly for me doesn't mean that other people's palettes won't work properly, and it doesn't mean that I'm just gonna ditch this palette because some of the blues may not work. Blue isn't a super common color to use. Yes, it's nice to have it for flexibility, but so far I've just had some issues with it. I just want to leave it at that. So I'm going to grab this little guy here, the E18 brush, and I'm going to dip into the shade Cola, which is the darker bluish purple right here. One thing I do want to say about this palette is I appreciate that there's a lot of blues. Obviously this is very beautiful, but I almost wish there was a dark blue like this right here. I just wish it was matte. I know this is shimmery, but I wish it was matte, because the actual color of this is quite beautiful, whereas these have a little bit more of like a purplish undertone to them, and not that that's not okay, but I mean, obviously on the camera these look quite similar. That's my own personal wants in it, but you know. So I'm gonna grab the shade Cola, and I'm going to bring that in the lower part of my crease, so right here, and I'm going to pack it on and just bring it around and make a little line with it. Alright, so that's not exactly working that well, but like I said, I'm gonna just keep pushing on and maybe I can get this to work. So now what I'm going to grab is my Wet n Wild flat eyeshadow concealer type brush, and not use concealer. I'm going to use the P. Louise base. I'm gonna put a good little amount on my hand there. I don't want it to be overpowering, but I'm going to grab this and then cut. I'm going to do a half cut crease, so I'm going to cut it from here. So let's see how this works. Alrighty, so obviously I have that done and it looks crazy like usual. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab this Sonia Kashuk flat eyeshadow concealer, whatever the hell you want to call it, brush. And I'm going to grab the shade Hello, which this shade, so I'm going to grab the shade artistry, which this shade right here makes me feel some kind of way. I used it in my previous tutorials, but this swatches so beautifully. Like, I almost wanted to cry the other night. I was swatching it for my husband and I almost wanted to cry. It's so beautiful. So I'm going to set this on that area that actually went on very nicely. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some more artist or hello on there, and I'm going to grab my little Morphe setting spray and I'm going to spritz that sucker down. That's all I really need, is just a small little spray, and then I'm going to put that back on. This will just make it stand out even more so. And now I am going to blend this together because I do not want there to be that stupid little line. So I'm going to wipe off what I just used, and I'm going to go in with the shade Acapella, which is this blue right here. And this is that shimmery blue that I was talking about that is very beautiful. So nice deep blue, and I'm going to basically put this in the halfway point to kind of blend those together a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to grab this Morphe M506 brush, dip into the shade Cola. I'm going to pack this right here. And it's being patchy and not wanting to stick or not wanting to stay, and that's really driving me crazy. I'm wiping all of this away so that you guys can really see what's going on there. All of that, none of that is sticking to me, and I'm not sure why. I'm really honestly not sure why. I'm kind of getting frustrated with it a little bit, honestly. I'm going to try using a flat shadow brush and see if that helps. Does it? Did you help? No, it didn't. I'm gonna try putting some more of that P. Louise base down and see if that helps, because I honestly, I'm not sure what's happening, guys. I'm, like I said, a little bit frustrated with this because this is like the 4th time I've tried to film a tutorial using these goddamn eyeshadows and they're not working for me. I don't know what the hell is wrong with me or if it's the shadows, so I'm going to put some more of that base on. And maybe if there's more of a base, it'll actually stick better. Yeah, I am sister struggling big time with this. So let me just add that on. I wasn't trying to make this a full cut crease, but maybe we should just... We'll just go for a pretty much full cut crease. Alright, now I'm going to grab my E18 brush and dip into the shade Cola, and let's see how that works this time. Better. It's working better. Okay, that's working a lot better. Sorry for losing my shit for a second. I just, maybe the base wasn't working properly. Because I really want to give this palette an honest try, you know? Like, I don't want to just be like, oh, it's junk. You know, just because there might be a way that I'm doing it that's not working, you know? Like, I don't know. Alright, and then I'm going to grab a wipe now because this is driving me absolutely freaking crazy. And I don't know if you guys can see what's going on here, that little line. I'm trying to get rid of that, and it's being a pain in the arse. I'm gonna try to put a little bit more of that base on there and see. I don't know. Actually, let me try something else. Let me put my 506 brush in here and in the shade Playground and go over that and see if maybe that will help blur that line. Get these blurred lines. I know you want it. Okay, it's turning out a lot better. I think I was just having a mental breakdown because I have done this so many times and I either run out of time because I've been fiddling with it for too long. So I don't know. I'm actually going to grab a different shade now. I'm going to grab the shade Brother, and I'm going to kind of just go over this area as well, at least on the outer edge where that line is still slightly there. Can you please work for me? I'm gonna bring this down over here towards the lid and just kind of blend it onto where we put hello. Hello. Because I don't want it to be not blended very well, because that would look so silly. Yes, it would be a mess. I don't know why I am singing my tutorial address. But make sure you go over. I don't know what I'm saying now. Alright. Hello, perfectly blended lines. I must have brushed 1,000 times to get you to do what I need you to do, 'cause I won't be looking like a raccoon. Alright. Would you stop being a hoe? I fucking swear. Alright, you know what we're gonna do, guys. We are going to grab the shade Spooky. because this is spooking me on how fucking stupid it is. So we're gonna grab this shade of Spooky, which is this black. We're gonna put on this M433 brush. We're just gonna go over that outer edge because this is driving me up the wall. Alright, that's going to have to be good enough for that. I'm going to grab my little Urban Decay brush, and I'm going to use the shade Ring Light, and I'm going to go over Hello with this, just to make it a little bit brighter, just to make it look good. Alright, I'm going to try to do the other eye off camera. Hey guys, I just wanted to show you how differently this side is turning out compared to this side. This looks a little bit strange because I have my brows and like my foundation done on this side of my face. But I decided to put a second coat of the Louise base, and it is blending out a lot better than the other side, and it's actually sticking well and it's not being patchy. So I just wanted to show you guys because I know I was really frustrated doing the other side, so I just wanted to show you guys that this is actually working out a lot better. Obviously I still need to blend it out and make it look nice and effortless, but everything else is coming together very nice. You can still see that there's a little bit of a line right there where it's a little bit patchy, but it's nothing that is too big of a deal for me. That's pretty common for me just because my crease is so strange. But I just wanted to show you guys that these colors actually work if you are not an idiot and actually use a decent base. So I'm not saying these colors are perfect. It's taken a lot of work for me to actually get through this, but yeah, just wanted to come on here and show you guys. So I'm gonna finish this eye and then I'll be right back and show you what we're gonna do in the next step. Alrighty guys, so obviously my eyes are both very bold and blue. I did the rest of my face off camera, and now I'm going to show you what I plan on doing for the eyes. So I actually wanted to put maybe some glitter right here just to kind of bring that out, but I honestly don't know 100% sure if that's what I want to do yet, just because I kind of want to keep everything related to this palette. I want to keep it true to the colors of the palette, so I think I might just leave it. But I'm going to show you how I do the under eyes, and I'm also going to highlight my inner corner so it doesn't just look crazy. So I'm going to be grabbing the shade Ring Light, and I'm going to grab my little pencil brush from Sonia Kashuk, this one right here. And the shade Ring Light is this one right here, this bright silvery champagne-y white. I'm literally popping that in the inner corner right there just to add that highlight so everything is poppin'. So a few things that I did off camera, I blended everything out just a little bit more, basically just going back and forth in windshield wiper motions, making sure everything else looks nice and blended. And then I also grabbed the shade Flashback, which is the bright white here, and I got it on my little Morphe M441 brush, this one here. I literally just dipped into it and went on the outer corners right here. You can see where it looks white and almost cloudy. I kind of went over certain edges just to make sure that everything looked good. So yeah, and I am aware that this cut in the crease is a little bit higher than this one, not by a whole lot, but by enough that it's slightly more noticeable. So I am going to grab this, I think it's a M432 brush or something like that. I have another exact one just like it. That's, yeah, M432. I have two of them. I'm going to use the shade Spooky, which is this dark black. And I'm going to put that pretty close to the waterline, but I'm not going to bring it all the way over. I'm going to try to just keep it on the outer edge. Alright, now I am going to grab, which brush? I'm going to grab this guy, which is the B42 Morphe brush, and I'm going to dip into the shade Playground. And I'm going to put that on my lower lash line. Okay, I'm going to grab the shade Cola, and I'm going to do the exact same thing. Just like show. That looks about how I want it to be. I'm debating on doing a liner, but I think that I might, just to add a little bit of fun and flair, and I might actually add like a little bit of, you know, either glitter liner or white liner or something like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do my liner. Alright, liner is on. Now time for mascara. Ta-da! And now I'm going to do my lashes. Righty, so now that we have our lashes done and everything else, we are going to do our lips. So I'm actually really excited for this part. Every video that I've done using this palette so far has been like pretty bold, darker lips, so I wanted to do something more natural today. I actually just made a video the other day of makeup that I got from Marshall's for a really cheap price. So I have never used this lip product before, but I'm really excited to. This is the Anastasia Beverly Hills liquid lipstick in the shade Stripped. I got it for $8 at Marshall's. So if you want to see the little Marshall's type haul that I did of different cosmetics that I got, like Anastasia Beverly Hills and other name brand stuff from Marshall's that I got for like less than $10, then I will be uploading a video about that soon. So I'm actually going to try this on for the first time ever, so I'm excited to see how it goes. Alright, so I have that on there, and I want to add just a little bit more shimmer and shine. So I'm going to use my, let's see which one I want to use. I'm going to use my Gerard Cosmetics lip gloss in the shade Nude. Now this is an old school lip gloss. I'd be surprised if it even like has anything. Like, this is so old, I probably honestly shouldn't be using it, but that's not working out, so I'm going to use a different gloss. Alright, so I'm going to actually use the shade Snowy Days, which is kind of appropriate because it's been raining outside, and this is by ColourPop. This is a lip gloss. I'm going to put this on. I love the smell of this lip gloss. It's so good. Oh yeah. Alrighty, so that's gonna do it for this video. I hope that you guys enjoyed. Here is the final look. I'll show you in one of my slowed down montages that I do where I try to be all glamorous and beautiful. I am going to set my face actually with the Morphe setting spray. I always forget about this. This is the continuous setting mist. I'm going to set my face with this because I am actually going to be outside. I actually work as a school crossing guard, which requires me to work 2 hours out of the day, but I get paid for 3 hours out of the day. I get paid a pretty decent price, and I only have to work 1 hour in the morning and 1 hour in the afternoon. So by the time I get done finishing this video, I'm gonna have to leave in a few minutes and then go do my last hour helping kids cross the street for coming home from school. But it is the weekend, so I'm excited about that. So I'm gonna just spray this all over my face so that everything is nice and set. Oh yeah. Alright, I'm gonna let that dry. And while I let that dry, I'm just going to kind of show you guys how everything looks. Now, I know they don't look exactly the same. This eye definitely looks a little bit more like smoky as opposed to this eye. I don't know, they look similar but they look different, so I know obviously it's not perfect. This look was pretty challenging for me. But once I figured out how to actually use the base, it worked out a lot better. I was getting super frustrated there for a minute, so I apologize, but the first time that I tried to film this, I was using the MAC paint pot, and it grabs the shadow just grabs that, and it just like shifts all over the place, and so it wasn't working for me. I was getting very frustrated because I know the potential that this palette has, and I was so frustrated because I was like, you gotta be kidding me, like, I know this palette is better than this. So anywho, that's gonna do it for me. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave me a thumbs up letting me know that I did okay, and if you want to join the Glam Fam, please subscribe. I'd love to have ya. I'm gonna be trying to upload videos a lot more frequently lately. Like I said, I have a job where I pretty much work 2 hours out of the day. I do network marketing on the side, so it's not like I'm like super crazy busy throughout the day, so I would like to start uploading more videos and start being more creative. This look is definitely out of my comfort zone. I never ever wear blues, so this is very different for me, but I hope that you liked it, and you know, leave me any feedback. Obviously there are some things I definitely need to work on, and I'm sorry again that it was negative. I just wanted to keep my honest viewpoints in there. Like I said at the beginning of the video, it's kind of hard to tell what is genuine and what's not, and I feel like with a small YouTuber, especially me, I only have like 40 subscribers, that I'm trying to be as genuine as possible and speak from the heart. That way you guys know for sure. Like, don't take just my word for it, you know, but I want you guys to know, like, this palette isn't like the best palette I've ever used, but I mean, it is pretty awesome for what it is. So anyways, thank you guys so much. I love you. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.